104.5 The Team, we're your home for New York sports, but we're with San Francisco Giant representing today, Nate Schierholtz. You got the ring in 2012, but the one you obviously probably remember is 2010 with the Giants. Take me through that World Series.
Man, it was really a dream come true, being from the Bay Area and getting a chance to play for my hometown team. It was kind of a blur. It happened so fast, and we had some big key homers from Juan Uribe to win the NLCS against the Phillies, and that was that was a big series because they had a really good team. And then Renneria came through in the clutch in Texas, and that kind of put the dagger in them. So it was an amazing experience throughout the whole playoffs and the World Series, and then I think the parade really capped everything off. I mean, as a player, I don't know if the fans realize or not, but 1.5 million people showing up in San Francisco just made it just incredible.
I want to get your opinion on two different players, one still active, one not so active. First one, Buster Posey. Tell me about what he was like, obviously early on in his career when you played with him, but how much of a leader he was in the clubhouse and how great of a player he is.
Buster's work ethic is second to none. He's obviously a big leader in that clubhouse. He always had really high expectations and continues to meet them every year. And, he's just a solid all-around person and player. And, I had a great time playing for him. He's a smart player. He handled that pitching staff real well. And I think the combination of him and Bruce Bochy, made, the bullpen and relievers work so well together along with the starters.
Second guy I want to get your opinion on is no other than the Beard, Brian Wilson. What was it like being his teammate every single day in the clubhouse, off the field, on the field? Brian Wilson, not the guy from the Beach Boys.
I love playing with Brian because you never knew what to expect. I played with him throughout the minor leagues, so I have to say he actually toned it down a bit when he got to the big leagues. In the minors, he did some of the craziest stuff, but it made it fun every day to come to the park and have that kind of loose environment. And he obviously carried us and shut down a lot of 5-6 out saves. So he was fun to play behind, and I miss playing with those guys.
Now my curiosity is peaking here, and I don't know if you have any contact with Brian though, but I heard he was going to make a comeback with a knuckleball. Have you heard anything about that recently?
I read that about a year ago, I think it was, and I was pretty excited to see how it panned out. But I'm not sure. The last time I spoke to him, we were both in Hawaii. Well over a year ago, so I'm not sure where things have taken him now. I think I saw him on an episode of HGTV.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like a real estate show at some point, but yeah, I'm not sure where he is right now.
Last one for me is, so Chicago Cubs, you played there in 2013 and 2014. And in putting it in perspective, 2 years later, they won the World Series. You look at teams now like the Marlins and a lot of these other teams kind of have these stopgap players. And I'm not calling you that at all, but it almost feels like you had guys in the system that you didn't know if they're going to come up or not. Tell me how it feels to be kind of playing on, it's a young team that's not necessarily expected to win. We see Jeter saying the Marlins expect to win, even though they just traded their entire outfield in D. Gordon. What is the mindset of a player on a team like that?
I think most of the GMs, they have to give the players hope by saying things like that. It doesn't mean that it can't turn around quickly like it did for the Astros. But for me, it gave me an opportunity to go to the Cubs and play, on a regular basis, which I was very thankful for. At the same time, when everyone gets traded away at the deadline and you're at 500, the clubhouse morale it's not too fun for a bit. But for me, it was an opportunity to play, and you never know when it's going to turn around. And I think it's kind of been proven lately that you have to rebuild at some point, and you have to go through some tough times. And it's not easy to accept, I'm sure, as a fan, but it's just part of the process.
Nate Schierholtz, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.